Look at me. It's gonna be okay. Look at me. Look at me. It's gonna be okay. Just keep your eyes on me. Help me. I'm gonna get you out of here, Deborah. Deborah, look at me. We're gonna get through this. No, let her go! Get away from me! Not her! Not my sister! Take me! Please! I'll do anything! Please! Please! Please don't hurt her! Deborah!
The President spoke highly of you, Agent Kennedy.
Likewise. He told me you've been friends for 30 years.
I am the National Security Advisor. It's my job to prevent terrorist attacks. Not causing it.
You liar!
Then you should have no problem turning yourselves in.
Let me handle this. Look out!
Looks like things just went from bad to worse.
Find anything interesting?
A recording from 6 months ago.
You still haven't figured it out. Allow me to clarify. Tomorrow, the U.S. will suffer a bioterrorist attack. After that, China. And then major cities all around the world will suffer the same fate. At the hands of Neo Umbrella's very own, Ada Wong.
I lost all my men because of her! And I lost over 70,000 people, including the president, because of Simmons. She's working for Neo Umbrella. You know what that means?
Yeah, I do.
Captain! Spread out!
Take every one of those damn things down.
Does he know that Wesker was my father?
What is that?
Leon, where are you? Chris. Now move! Get the hell out of there!
Resident Evil 6.
Resident Evil 6. So many people were asking what I thought of Resident Evil 6. So here I go. So you just watch the trailer. It's, as you can tell, it's action-y and all that, you know. First of all, before I start talking about what I think about it, I'm going to let you know that if you didn't know, I'm Vash. You probably did know. But I used to be a hardcore Resident Evil fan. I used to love Resident Evil. That was like you know, what I breathe, Resident Evil. But over the years, just being let down, I kind of don't care for it much anymore. Like it, you know, Operation Raccoon City was, you know, it was whatever. Resident Evil 5 was, you know, it was the same thing. It was just whatever. Like, just, I've gotten to the point where, like, Resident Evil is just not going to be as good as it was. Like, just everything these days aren't as good as they used to be, you know. I'm sure people that didn't get to play the originals when they came out will beg to differ, but You know, that's what it's all about. So I've just gotten to the point where I just don't care anymore, and I just want to play. I just want to have fun. Fuck it. Leon can two pistol bang bang. I just don't care anymore. I just want to. The game looks fun. I want to play it. Story wise, I am not fully aware of what is going on because I try to avoid all information, so I don't get too excited to the point where I can't wait, and then I start doing stupid things, like buying shitty games that resemble that game. I've done that before, where like a big game will be coming out and I'll buy something similar to it just so I can have like a taste of it, and like it's just a waste of money. But Resident Evil 6, as you saw in the trailer, it looks pretty good. It looks really, really fun. You know, they have Sherry, they have, what's his name, Jake? I keep on calling Jake Jack. But, you know, Wesker's son, Jake. In my opinion, what I think about Jake, I'm sure they can do more with him. I'm positive that if I watch more and pay attention to more, he would make more sense. But honestly, in a not knowing much and just thinking in my way that I do, I think that Jake was made as like a cash cow. Now, to explain myself, what I mean by that is, tell the truth, Wesker practically sold Resident Evil 5. Wesker is Resident Evil 5. Like, how many fucking movies and TV shows and like machinimas and everything like use the whole Wesker throwing his glasses and beating the shit out of people? How many times have you seen that? Like, Wesker practically made Resident Evil 5, but they killed him off at the end of the game. So what do the people at Capcom think? Like, what can we do to make sure that this game sells? I'm not saying that it's a bad game, but like, just in case the game doesn't live up to people's expectations, just in case it's not as good as everyone thinks it's going to be, what can we do to make sure that this sells? Put in Wesker's son. What? Wait, what? Put in Wesker's? Okay, put in Wesker's. Great idea. Great job. Let's do it. Magnificent. That's what I think would happen. I honestly think like the game had to have some sort of Wesker in it to make sure it sold. There are people that you can literally just put Wesker's face on the cover of a game and have him not be in it and people will buy it. Because that's how popular that character is. So that's what was my opinion when I first heard like Wesker's son. When the fuck? Like, you saw how he acted in Resident Evil 5? Like, would you think that that guy would waste his time to get a woman? Like, I know he's a man and all, but he has more important things to worry about, like taking over the world, you know? Like, when does he have time for a woman? So that's what I didn't understand, like, and I remember I was reading some other stuff where people were like, well, maybe when he was a scientist before the first game, he had a little fling going on with one of the other scientists. No, I don't believe that shit. I believe that in a realistic point of view, Jake was pulled out of somebody's ass to make some money. In a story point of view, I think Jake was born in a test tube. Like, I think he was manufactured just like Wesker supposedly was in that whole Wesker program that they explained in that other DLC for RE5, but that's what I think happened. That's why I think Jake is there. I'm so trying my hardest not to call him Jack. But so that part, the whole Ada Wong looking like mega Asian in this game, she didn't really look like that in the other one. She was Asian, but she didn't, like, she looks like super Asian now, but I guess it's just the development of graphics. You know, they have better experience to create what they want, so I guess that makes sense to change it. Chris's hair looks a little weird now. Like, it's like he looks all sweaty now, like his hair's down. You know, in Resident Evil's hair was kind of, he had that like little spit curl, that swoop-de-whoop on his forehead. You know what I'm talking about, right? His hair was styled. Now it's like just there, like, fuck it, I just want to punch boulders, you know? Leon, just whatever, it was always Leon. Now he's got like a baby beard or whatever, like a 5 o'clock shadow, but I don't know. I watched a little 10-minute gameplay thing they had at Capcom Unity. It looks fun. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't care anymore. Fuck it. Fuck that it's not survival horror anymore. I just want to have fun now. I'm tired of being one of, well, not being, but I don't want to be one of those snooty fanboys that are like, Resident Evil 6? Where's the horror? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not going to miss out on good games because of just ignorance like that. Like, I just want to have fun. And that game looks fun. So, I don't know. I watched some Jake gameplay. Jake, did I say Jake? Jake? There we go. messed up. I saw some gameplay for him on Spike TV yesterday, actually, and the guy that was playing sucked ass. Like he couldn't hit he couldn't shoot a bullet in the ocean. So he just kept on running around and was showing off the melee combat, just how you can finally freeform punch people. Because if you remember watching the old trailer from Resident Evil 5, the original one, they showed that Chris had a freeform combat. Yeah, he had an actual melee button, which I was actually the most excited for. Because how fun, you know, like, think about it. Zombies in your face. Are you really going to, like, shoot him? No, you're going to fucking knock his teeth out and then shoot him, you know? You're going to punch him, push him back, something. You're going to hit him. But then they, you know, Capcom for some reason decided to just make Resident Evil 5 an HD Resident Evil 4. And you have to shoot him in his shoulder or his arm or his knee or his head to do any kind of melee attack. But supposedly this one has a dedicated melee button. Like I said, the guy that was playing, he was running around and punching everything because he couldn't shoot it until he came across the big enemy that you saw in the trailer. He tried to punch him and he got worked out so quick. Like, I think he got, like, stomped on, and Sherry was like, you know, she was crying, and he died. Yeah, it looks fun, and I can't wait. It's gonna be exciting. It's so exciting because the game was supposed to come out in November, but from what I think, it's probably not true, but, you know, ever since Black Ops 2 was announced, games are getting either pushed back or pushed forward because, you know, there's no point in releasing any games the same month as that. Regardless, Black Ops is gonna sell, and it's you know, there's no point in trying to compete. So I understand them pushing the game forward to the beginning of October. Was it supposed to come out at the end of October or in November? I can't really remember, but now it comes out at the beginning of October, and it's all, you know, get it earlier too. It's great. I'm just hoping that when the game comes out, Capcom doesn't try to pull any bullshit with, like, on-disc DLC or like, you get the game and then you have to pay for Sherry's part of the game and you got to pay for Chris's part of the game. Like, I just hope none of that bullshit happens, because when it comes to Capcom, you can't really trust that they'll give you your bang for your buck, you know. Just from previous experience of a lot of games that have come out this year. Just they always try to get some sort of extra cash out of you. Just like when the special edition was announced for this game to come with Leon's leather jacket and they want like over $1,000 for it. Oh man, I read that shit and I was laughing for like 15 minutes, man. I was like, fucking really? You can get like, you can pick a cow and skin his ass and get a jacket made custom in that style cheaper than if you bought that from them, which I'm sure that leather jacket is probably cheap as fuck, because that's what Capcom does. Like with Resident Evil 5, like when you bought the special edition of that, you saw that like cheap shit you got with it. That fucking side pouch, it looked like it was made out of t-shirt material, and that Chris figure that was like 3 inches tall, that when I bought it came broken in the box. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, Capcom, but I'll take it for free, but I ain't paying. So, well, that's all I really got to say about Resident Evil 6. As a recap of me talking for almost 10 minutes and you listening, yes, I'm going to buy it. It looks a lot of fun. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm probably going to have a lot of fun with it. And maybe as a build-up, I'll start replaying the old ones. The reason why I haven't really played through any of the older ones is because Resident Evil 2 is the only 2 that I actually played the shit out of, that I can play with my eyes closed. I've always gotten to the end of Resident Evil 1, but something always happens to where I lose my data, or the power goes out and shit gets corrupted. Like, something always happens, so I've never technically beaten the first one. I've always gotten to the Tyrant and some bullshit happened in the physical real world that stopped me from beating it. So I need to sit down and actually, you know, just in one sitting, just beat the hell out of that game. Resident Evil 3, Nemesis just pisses me off, so that's why I've been pushing that off. I hate that guy. Resident Evil 0 is possible playthrough material. The game's pretty fun, it's kind of easy. You know, it's funny watching Rebecca get slapped around and Billy be just taking it like a champ. I already did 4 and 5, so, and then Operation Raccoon City, whatever. But there you go, there's an explanation on why you haven't seen many Resident Evil games on my channel, even though I love them so much. Well, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this trailer, and I can't wait for the game to come out. Bye bye!